You can't have joy without belonging, gratitude, or a bit of work. But the myth of leadership is that you fly solo or you're competing against everyone else. And it's no wonder we have a problem with joy. We're trying to live life in the myth of the rugged individualist and the bootstrap mythology that the profit and productivity idols want you to believe. But if you want to cultivate joy and be an effective leader, you've got to develop healthy relationships inside and outside of work. And if you're new here, welcome to the Joyosity Podcast. I'm so glad you found your way to this corner of leadership and life where joy is an extra. It's the key to not only your resilience, but your success. I'm Jen Whitmer, international speaker, leadership consultant, author, and all around joy bringer. And if you are jumping back in, welcome. This fall, winter now, we're continuing our series inspired by my book that is out right now, Joyosity: How to Cultivate Intense Happiness in Work and Life, Even if Things Are What They Are. And you can find all the links to get the book at all the places, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, etc. at jenwhitmer.com/books. And here in the Joyosity community, we aren't settling for toxic teams, consistently overwhelmed leaders, or the exhaustion of it's always just too much. And so every episode, I'm bringing you stories and research and tools you can use right away to create a thriving workplace and a thriving life. So the last few weeks, I've been answering your questions about Joyosity and some behind the scenes of writing a book. And last week, I brought in my March girls to talk about joy. And as I told you then, writing a book is a solo activity that must be done in community. And I have a group of college friends who are my ever ready crew of people. And we call ourselves the March Girls because we've spent the first weekend of March together since 1999. And this is part 2 of our conversation. These women are all accomplished professionals. They are leaders. They are mothers. We are living very, very full lives in different cities around the country. Among us, we have 13 children ranging ages 8 to 23. I don't know how many master's degrees and 1 PhD. So this isn't a group of people who's sitting around. And we recorded the first episode celebrating my book at Disneyland. And this is the second part of our conversation, reflecting on the day and our takeaways from that time of celebration. And hopefully, you'll hear what it's really like to live in Joyosity, the difficulties and the excitement of it from everyday leaders like you. So here is part 2 with the March Girls. When I got the idea for this book, we were together.
Yes.
And we were at Disney on the raft that we took pictures at today across from, what's it called now? It's not Tom Sawyer's Island anymore.
Pirate's Lair.
Pirate's Lair. But at the time, I think it was still Tom Sawyer.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, so you have watched me do this, but you all, I mean, like probably the next day. So for me, I would not have been able to finish. Well, I don't think I could really live my life in general, but definitely finish the book without our friendship and relationship. So, and obviously there are other communities I'm a part of, but that is a considerable part of joy, because part of joy is a sense of belonging that you're other things. So what do you see in your life as a connection of how community plays into your resilience and how you work through
Absolutely
the really difficult times of life?
Definitely makes me stronger, knowing that there's somebody that's got my back and that will help me, and I mean, in different ways that we're all strong. Mm-hmm. I know that I could call you and you'd just listen or tell me what I need to do to take that next step if I'm in a stuck place. Mm-hmm. All right, and there's like lots of different strengths that this community brings, and I, know if I ever needed anything.
I think one
can
thing
reach
you
out.
do really well is you build community wherever you go. Like you moved, what, 18 months ago?
Yeah.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
And you were already like on a walk talking to us on Marco Polo, like, oh, and this neighbor over here, and they've got these kids. Like you do a really good job of that. And maintaining with the Marys and other people, maintaining relationships really well. And one of the things that I talk about in the book is like everybody wants the village, but nobody wants to be a villager. And you were really amazing at building a village and being a villager.
Yeah.
And so I see that in the way that you, that people then respond back to you.
True.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. That's what I know that I need, though. I know what I need.
Oh, that's real.
Wherever I go.
You know that you need that.
I need people to just hang out with, talk with, share with. I mean, there are people that I know I want to build a stronger relationship with, but as I've moved and I know that I don't need as many people. I know that I want to just keep the ones that I have and keep that deep. Yeah. You know, instead of developers. I mean, like, you know, it happens a lot when you have other children.
Yeah.
You have all these friends from your first kid or your second kid, but when you get to your third kid, you're like, I don't want to make new friends.
Especially when that child is, 11, 12 years old.
Well, then you know you have to, though.
Right,
yeah. But, for their sake. And your sanity.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I've talked too much.
No.
Somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, we have seen that so much in the past few years of how much community goes into both joy and resilience. Was that the question?
Yes.
Yeah, but you brought a lot of prayer into your resilience.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, and I have a whole community of people that all we do is pray. Like, literally, we don't ever spend time socially. My friend that came to my birthday party, that was the first social thing probably that we'd ever done in our entire lives. But we've prayed together weekly for 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The other older friend?
Yeah. But I think, over the past couple of years, as we've walked through some really, really hard, community is absolutely what has kept us going and resilient. And I think when I think of the joy part, though, too, like as simple as Marco Polo, like the depth of our relationship, because we are in a daily, like, this happened to me today, and there is so much joy in it of just being able to, like, know everything that's happening on a daily basis instead of just a check-in, however often we would check in otherwise.
True.
Which we had before in text and email before that, and handwritten letters before that. But, the constant communication really does give both the joy and, that was a 6-7. Fat internet, 6-7. But, the joy and resilience really do go hand in hand.
Yeah. Well, and we can choose if you want to keep this or not. I mean, I think when we think about hard things, you have lost in the last 10 years a beloved mentor and boss.
Yeah.
You have lost Graham and Auntie, people who in their early hundreds.
Yeah.
Their early hundreds. Hundreds. But you've also, like, the losses that you've walked through of students that you have walked through in your work.
Yeah.
That were also close to your children.
Yeah.
And then we have all lost a good friend.
Yeah.
I mean, and on top of the changes in your work culture, all of that happened at the same time on top of COVID. So the reason I'm saying that is because it's not every kind of hard that someone experiences is still their hard. It's still the hardest thing you're going through. But I think sometimes we think, oh, I should be able to do this. I'm like, no, it's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot when we say all of that on top of, the rest of our work.
Right.
You've gone through a lot. And so being together in community was,
yes.
I mean, possibly just keeping you sane. let
sure.
alone functioning.
For sure. Yeah. Well, and I think as even our friendship, you know, and how often we have been together in the past couple of years
Yeah,
has changed drastically
Mhm.
from like 20 years of once a year and maybe a one-off. Like,
Right, somebody was in town.
Yeah.
Because we all don't live in the same city.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yes. And so for, well, 20, almost 30 years, 27, 28 years,
Mhm.
we've done once a year.
Right.
And then the past 3 years, it's been like
At least twice, if not
at least
multiple.
yeah,
ones.
multiple. You know,
Nice.
and
Well, you know, really, I think our first extra trip was COVID.
yes,
And we all had to,
You're right.
we were all
We
desperate to leave our homes
Mm.
and to
Yeah.
be together
Mhm.
that fall.
Yeah.
You're right.
And so we went to the
That
middle of
farmhouse.
nowhere to that crazy house.
Crazy. Yeah.
Little Orphan
Yeah.
Annie's
Oh,
bedroom.
well, it was Seven Brothers for Seven Brothers on the
Yes.
top.
Oh,
shelf.
yeah.
So,
Not top
was
shelf.
hilarious.
That top story.
Or, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was so
It was,
weird.
It was so
It was
funny.
so fun though.
Yeah.
But that was because we needed each other.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think
Yeah.
that was also when things were so, everybody was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much we
Yeah.
needed each other.
Mhm.
And some of the research that I have been looking at over the last 2 years of writing the book was that we do need to be able to say no
Mhm.
to things, but actually we need to say yes more and being together and making the like
Mhm.
that
Making
actually
the efforts. Yeah.
Mhm.
the embodied nature of it, without getting into all the brain science, literally changes
Mhm.
how you are together. And so I think that when we are together physically more, we literally have a greater sense of belonging,
Yes.
because then which roots you, which is why it produces joy. And I think I didn't know that when we first decided that
Mhm.
after Seven Brothers for Seven Brothers in the second floor. We were like, we should do this every year. And then I think the next year we went to Nashville or whatever. Like we
Yeah,
just
yeah.
did, we felt the effects of it without knowing why that mattered so much.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
yeah.
That being in community makes me a better me.
Talk to us about Food Club.
Yes.
About Food Club.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
Oh, yeah. That was also, Food Club is, funny enough, a group of three threes. 3 Enneagram 3s.
Oh.
Give us a goal. We're gonna meet it.
What's the streak? Tell us what Food Club is and how long it's been going.
Every month? Well, we've been going since 2018. I don't know that, definitely starting in 2020, we've met at least once a month. Probably before that, 2020, I'm certain we were that consistent
Mhm.
because that
Well,
was a
since then.
feat. And
Yeah,
since then, we've
since
not
then.
missed a month.
For 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go out and do. Tell
We
us what
go-
you do.
We go eat someplace new.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And let me tell you what a challenge that was in 2020. But
I loved the park one
Mhm.
time. That
yes,
was great.
I mean, we did a park 2 months in a row because we did charcuterie at our local park for my birthday. And then for Alicia's birthday the next month, we got takeout tacos
Oh,
at
that's
another park.
Mhm.
And invited our girls that night because we have 3 daughters close in age.
So you've got 3 friends who get together and just try something new every
Try
month.
something new every month.
What do you notice the next day or two after?
Oh, we're lighter because I mean it's a lot of fun and we are fun and we laugh
Why?
a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
But it is also just get in the car and verbal dump. Like
Mhm.
all of the things going on
Yeah.
with all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the car ride there can be quite heavy. And then we eat a lot and laugh a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have spent the day from as rope drop to goodbye wave, and we've gotten rained on, and you have humored me answering these questions in different places. What is one of your takeaways from celebrating our birthdays, from celebrating the book, which I just feel like you are a part of, even though my name is on the cover? Like you all are such a part of this. What are you taking home with you from this?
Just love
Like,
closeness with
yes.
you guys, you know?
Say that again.
Closeness with you, you know? And that brings me a lot of peace.
Yes.
Yeah.
And getting into this hurried season of life, well, not season of life, but season.
Season of the year, yeah.
Season of the year, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, we're always better when we're all together, you know, like you see more of each other's personalities and,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so.
It's funny because I always like we know this. Like you feel it. There is a in your soul feeling of what this is like. But yet number crunchers require proof. And when people experience joy, one of the biggest things that I think is the most powerful is that you are 3.5 times more likely to help other people. When you experience joy, and so if you think about the ripple effect of experiencing joy, and you are more likely to, you know, help out another therapist at work, and you're going to help somebody. You do 5,000 things to help people,
Right.
so I can't. But you know, you'll help another professor or a student or whatever, like, and then they experience that as well. I think it kind of is so wow that when we talk about the ripple effect of good things, putting a number like that 3.5 times is not insignificant
No.
to jump in to help somebody else because you've
Been
with
filled.
people. Been
Yeah.
filled.
Yeah. Definitely.
What else are you going to take away? Besides possibly never being on my podcast again, which I was so thankful.
I think from our talks, just like from what you guys have shared this week and in the last month, I think too, getting ready for this and just like, I don't know why, but I realized that there's not much rest in my life. And I want more of that just so that I'm a better me. Even like just doing meditation or yoga or just spending time in the morning like I love to and reading my Bible, but also just drinking my coffee and playing with my dog and being late for work. But
We don't want that part.
No,
right?
no.
But
you talked a lot about learning how to rest, and
You
I'm
know,
like,
really
I
working on
realize
that.
I don't
Yeah.
do that either. You know?
I have to be very intentional about it. I have to work hard to rest, which is a funny sentence to say, but I have to be very intentional and plan.
oh yeah. Well, I think, you know, as an Enneagram 1, 3, and 7s, we all struggle to rest in very different ways. You're feeling responsible for others, I would imagine, helping other people. You're like, I gotta do because that's what we're worth, and like we're gonna miss out if we don't rest. Like there are different reasons why we don't rest. So there's always a temptation for everybody, which is why I think rest is a practice, and it is defense against your life shattering. But we don't see it that way. Because it feels unproductive or doesn't feel fun or it feels like I should be doing something else. We have all those things, but
It is definitely a discipline. A whole book about disciplines, and rest is one of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what else are you taking away? I can't. Because
I know. Yeah, you can't look at me. Yeah. Not an hour.
you're not an owl. I have to maintain the image that I am.
I think moving away from rest, but back to the idea of celebrating. You know, I think over this past year, I have worked so hard with friends at home to like pull away and to get women to go and to celebrate. And so we've been doing these dinner parties every month or two, and very intentional, small questions on the table to, you know, develop conversation and just invite people into stepping out of their life. And there is rest in it and also a celebration. And I think, you know, when I told people I was coming here this weekend, everyone was either a little bit shocked, like, oh my gosh, you're doing what? Or they were like, oh, that is so great. I wish that I could do something like that. You know? And I'm like, oh, it's like once you start saying yes, it's easy to you know, find other ways to say yes and to go and to celebrate. And I think that marking occasions is so important. And so I think
Why do you
that's,
think marking occasions is so important?
I think we do it for our children
Mm-hmm.
in all the ways, like birthdays, holidays, like
Make it such a big
yes,
deal.
like you hit your reading goal, you know, like you clean your room 7 weeks in a row, like whatever it is, we just like help them celebrate them. And then I think when we get older, we just don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like 1 year fades into the next, and you haven't stopped to look back at like how you've come through things this past year, and stop to mark like this was good and this was hard, and you know, this was better than last year, or maybe this wasn't so great, but you can still mark it and then go forward from there. So I think this was a great reminder of that.
Yeah.
And just to celebrate, like you did a hard thing, like you
did
set a
really
goal,
hard thing. And
you
set a
did the
goal.
work, and you know, and we have all been there in, you know, different ways.
So many ways.
You know, but I think it's important to just celebrate that. Like you finished a huge thing and wrote a book and published a book.
Just like we celebrated when she got her PhD.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here. Yeah.
It's true.
Well, one of the things that I, you know, back to the like, we all feel why it's important to celebrate, but I'm going to be a nerd and bring in the research. So there's a concept called the gap and the gain. Dr. Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan wrote a whole book about it. But basically, if we always look at the goal, like here's what's coming. It's the horizon never arrives. Like it's just always out in front of you. But if you turn around, and that's the gap between where I am now and where I'm going, that's the gap. And then the gain is looking how far you've come, and you can always see how far you've come. So like when you said looking back to mark what you've come through, what you've accomplished, how you survived, whatever that part was, that actually builds resilience in you, because it builds that self-efficacy that says, I have previous experience that tells me I can get through this hard thing.
Yeah.
And so I've done it before, I can do it again. You know, it's that forward motion, and that's the gap in the gain.
Yeah.
And when we don't stop to celebrate, you don't add that evidence into your brain that says, I accomplished things.
Yes.
And so that is the skill of confidence.
Yeah.
And it's so, now as we're going to make it with balloons and decorations, why would you not?
And also, I don't always wear Mickey Mouse ears.
No.
I don't know what to do at this point about my hair.
Maybe how many disclaimers are going to be at the beginning of this episode? It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be amazing.
But I think that's what, like, again, we all feel that, but we don't always have the label for it and why it's so important.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other thoughts, take homes?
I think, I think it's all good. I did a lot of celebrating and marking the year after I got a divorce. Mainly to say, I wasn't celebrating necessarily, but I was saying, like, I did a hard thing.
Yeah.
And I wanted people with me at different points that made it, I was creating new memories.
Yes. Exactly.
And creating things that I found helpful and what I wanted in my life.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I joke regularly that I'm really tired of learning the subtitle of the book, which is even if things are what they are.
Yes.
And so even that is the skill of joy and the cultivating of joy in the midst of things, even if they are what they are. It doesn't, you know, we're not 100% happy all day every day. That's like unhinged and unrealistic.
Unrealistic,
and unsustainable. Like we're not meant to live at that high. Like we really physically can't. But I think that's what's so powerful about going through really difficult times. It doesn't negate, like you just said, like I'm not celebrating that this relationship ended.
Yeah.
But I am celebrating that I can make new memories and I can do this on my own.
Yeah.
Even though that happened. And it's really powerful.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts from the doctor?
Mm-hmm.
I think I cannot imagine writing is such a solitary. Writing is such a solitary process for the most part. And somehow you all managed to make it not feel like I was alone in that process. And so I don't know how to celebrate on my own. Like I don't know how to do that. And so I think for me, we need those reminders. Like it's a remembering again of the power of what happens when people come together. Like that we need that sense of something bigger than me. If it all rests on me, I know that's not gonna go well.
Yeah.
Like there's more. And you all have been a part of that. And so being here together celebrating is why that has meant so much to me, because I feel like you're in every page of that book.
Yeah.
And all of you literally a couple times, but and so celebrating solitary doesn't feel like celebration. And I think for some people it might be, but I think for most of us it's a group sport, because leadership is a group sport. Most accomplishments are a group sport. Nobody does anything on their own.
Yeah.
Somebody was always helping. So I think that is the magic of this type of trip. Thank you.
Yes.
Yay. You know, I love to put my coach hat on at the end of every episode. So here's my question for you. What did this reflection conversation bring up for you? For more joy, what do you need? Do you need rest? Do you need community? Do you need accountability? Do you need clarity? What is it? Joy isn't something you muscle through alone, ever. It's always something you build with people. And so as you head back into your everyday leadership life, you might be listening to this on a holiday break. I want you to take the time to ask yourself, who are my March girls? And who needs me to be in theirs? And if you're feeling the gap and you don't know whether you are looking for community or rest, a little clarity, accountability, or a guide, email me. Email me at Jen with 2 N's at jenwhitmer.com, or you can DM me on LinkedIn and Instagram. I'm here, and you don't have to figure out joy in isolation. So take a moment, if you would, to share this episode with someone who needs the reminder that celebration is leadership, that community is a part of joy. And grab your copy of Joyosity and the accompanying workbook, the Joyosity Works Playbook, at jenwhitmer.com/books. We at the Joyosity podcast and at Joyosity Works are taking a short holiday break, but we will meet you again in the new year with a little bit more behind the scenes of Joyosity and more tools and more stories and episodes to help you create positive culture with complex people. So work is a joy, people are whole, and organizations flourish.